In case anyone is wondering, I shot a robust 41 today. Not bad for a guy who hadn't lifted a golf club since last September. Needless to say, I was feeling rather swell regarding my score, and before I knew it, I entered the club's spacious bar to celebrate. In fact, I was halfway through my first beer when my caddy made his way over.
"Here's your keys,"
Ollie said to me, jingling them slightly. "Good," I answered. "Did you have any trouble placing my clubs into my trunk?" Ollie replied by giving me his 20th shoulder shrug on the afternoon.
"No problem,"
he verbally confirmed. I let out a small laugh as my initial buzz slowly encompassed my brain. Ollie had completed his final task of the day for me, so I figured it was time to ante up. As I ordered my second Rolling Rock, I reached into my left pant pocket and grabbed from my wallet. "Here you go, Ollie," I said, handing my caddy a couple of bills. Ollie took them and did some quick math in his head.
$40 is too much for a tip, Attorney Wheeler,
he pointed out.
After all, you only played 9 holes today.
I gave Ollie a slight wave of my hand as I placed beer number 2 into my right. "Don't worry about it," I said. "Besides, you were invaluable to me putting up a decent score."
"I guess,"
Ollie reasoned.
"Although if I were you, I'd start working on my putting."
Wow, I had no idea I was dealing with such a pro. "Really?" I said. "Do you play any golf, Ollie?"
"Sometimes," he admitted, "but I haven't gone in a while. To be honest, I spend most of my time on the driving range."
"Interesting," I pondered as I took a big swig. "Say, I never got around to asking, what are you majoring in over at Duquesne?" Ollie gave me his patented shoulder shrug again.
"I'm not sure yet,"
he declared.
"I'd like to study medicine, although lately I thought about practicing law."
I gave a slight nod as my buzz continued. "I'll have to keep that in mind," I joked. "What about a girlfriend?" Ollie stuck his hands into his short pockets and frowned.
"Not at the present time," he said, sounding like an attorney. "However, there is this cute redhead who lives near here who is super hot."
"Really?" I said for the second time in under 3 minutes. "What's her name?"
"Bailey."
I found myself going for beer number 3 of the late afternoon, about 20 minutes after Ollie said his goodbyes. I'll certainly have a little something to talk about with Bailey when she starts working for me next week. Kids, who in the world can predict what they are going to do next? As it were, I had said thought running through my head when I was greeted by another club member.
"Martin Wheeler,"
the man wearing a pair of obnoxious khaki shorts said as he approached.
"I haven't seen you since the Galbraith trial."
"Hey, Stan," I half-droned. "How have you been?"
"Great,"
he said, taking the stool next to me.
"Dad would kill me if he heard me say this, but the firm hasn't been the same since you up and left last year."
I was feeling a good buzz when my former colleague, attorney Stanley Janikowski, waltzed into the bar. What can I say? I pondered. The life of a trial attorney wasn't in the cards for me. Stan ordered a rum and coke and got back down to business.
"Shit, Marty,"
he moaned into his ice cubes.
"Another 2 or 3 months and you would have made full partner."
Okay, before I get good and shit-faced, I guess I should give you all a little background. Unfortunately, Stan was right. As I already noted, I was due to make full partner at a big law firm in Pittsburgh called Janikowski, Reed and Byers. I was the trial lawyer for said firm when it came to wrongful death litigation. In the case of the estate of Jesse Galbraith et al. Versus Reed Mueller Industries, my firm was representing the interests of Mrs. Galbraith, whose husband had died under somewhat mysterious circumstances while he was working his midnight shift down at Reed Mueller Industries. You think that's strange. Well, consider there were 5 other plaintiffs who had loved ones suffer a similar fate at the hands of Reed Mueller. Yeah, I think that's about as odd as it can get. I'm surprised Stephen King wasn't sitting in the courtroom taking notes. Suffice to say, there was a lot of money being tossed around in terms of potential settlement, which took 9 months to hammer out. The Galbraith widow was in bad physical shape herself and unfortunately passed away before we finally arrived at a figure that all parties could agree to. I hate to even say this, but the Galbraith son ended up suing my firm for mental damages and anguish his mother allegedly suffered during the time of her husband's trial. The whole goddamn thing was a total sham. Yet, lo and behold, my firm ended up paying the Galbraith family another $5 million instead of facing another trial, this time being the persecuted instead of the other way around. Trust me, sleazy doesn't even begin to describe the whole fucking mess.
"I still can't believe you quit,"
Stan kept up with his mantra. "I can," I said, "and trust me, I haven't missed a minute of that bullshit." With that, Stan finished his drink and reached out to shake my hand.
"It's still a shame,"
he dwelled some more.
"Anyway, I hope your practice in Brentwood is doing okay, Marty."
It was, although if truth be known, I had no idea of how much business would pick up in the weeks to come.